We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello, my crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts. If you're new to my channel or you are a returning subscriber, welcome, and welcome back to the November issue of the Christmas All Year Collab hosted by Betty from Scrap Passion 01. Now, I did not get to post my video on Sunday, but I'm posting it today, and I've created the cutest little Santa gift box. Now, before I go into the details of this project, I'm going to show you some of the items that I used. I used the paper collection called A Perfect Winter by Echo Park. The die set I used to make this project is by Kljuyp. It is the Santa gift box. It's an octagon shape, and you have several layering die. So on this first page, you've got the front and back of the box, several layering pieces, and Santa's spectacles. On this page, you have the side panels in the bottom to make the box. And on this page, you have several accessories. You've got Santa's mustache, his hat, as well as the rim to his hat. I also used these fun sentiments by KS Craft. This is their bold Christmas words. I love the way this Santa gift box turned out. This is pretty sizable. It measures 5.5 inches all around, and it has a depth of 2 3/4 inches. When I tip this over, I just have it filled with red crinkled paper, but you can see how deep it is. Quite spacious to fill with fun goodies. Now on the front, I embellished Santa's house with this fun sentiment that says ho, ho, ho. I've used the ephemera from the paper collection to include this cute little snowflake and this blue poinsettia, and then I further embellished it with these glitter gumballs. The thing that I loved most is Santa's spectacles. Now I have this cut out on thick foam tape, and then I used black glitter paper, and then we've got the cute little pink cheeks, his nose, and then his mustache. Now I did not include a handle on this gift box, and you certainly can do that quite easily on either side. However, I envision giving these to my nieces and nephews, and that they can put this on their mantle. And so you can use this space here to add the name to each of the recipients. So I just thought this would look cute on either the fireplace mantle or maybe a coffee table, and it is a wonderful Christmas home decor piece. Now that I've given you an overview of this project, I'm going to grab my materials so that we can make one together. I've cut out all of the pieces that we need to make our Santa gift box. So I'm going to start with this first sheet of dies. So you're going to need to cut this largest die out 4 times. Now I've cut 2 plain white panels, and this is 110-pound cardstock. And I've also cut out 2 additional pieces. I've also used the layering pieces, which is the next size down, the second one and the third piece, to create the layering mats. Okay, so this is the front and the back. So we have 3 different dies here. And this smallest die here is Santa's face. So I've cut this out in a flesh tone cardstock, and I've also cut it out again in this foam to give it extra dimension. Also on the sheet are Santa's glasses, which I've cut out here. This is on foam, and I've cut it out with glitter paper. And we have the cheeks, the eyeballs. This is a little pom-pom that goes on the end of Santa's hat. And this is Santa's nose. So we've covered all the dies on this sheet. So let's set this aside. Next, we have the second page of dies. These are the side panels and the bottom of our Santa gift box. You're going to cut out 2 of these side panels and 1 of the bottom. And we also have the decorative layers here. So here I've cut out the panels with this fun Santa paper. And then 1 bottom. And last but not least, we have our accessories. So we have Santa's hat, we have the rim that goes to the hat, as well as his mustache. Now the mustache and the rim of the hat, as well as the pom-pom, I've cut out in this white glitter paper. It's got a very, very fine texture to it. Next, you're going to grab these 2 sheets, and to save time, I've already added the decorative paper. You're also going to have your 2 plain pieces, and then you'll need these 3 pieces, the side panels and the bottom. What you want to do is take your side piece, you want to make sure the tab is on the bottom, and you want to go ahead and fold the tabs along the sides. You want to fold it here in the middle so that you have a mountain fold, and then you're going to fold this piece down. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you burnish the pieces well. This will make the tabs fit much easier on your box. So you want to repeat the same step on this panel, and then you want to take the bottom panel and you're going to fold down the edges. So go ahead and do that now. Next, I'm going to grab one of the decorative pieces and the panel, and with the panel you'll notice that one side is straight and the bottom part has this little hinge. This part is going to go on the bottom, and what we're going to do is glue these tabs to the side panels just like so. Okay, so it'll be just like this. So I'm going to add glue to these tabs here, and I'm going to glue it to this piece. Now I'm going to glue it right to where this edge piece sticks out, right at the corner. We want to make sure that we have it lined up to the top, just like so. And I'm going to lift this piece up, and where this bends, I'm going to glue the rest of the tabs, just like so. I'm going to turn it on the side because I want to make sure that I get the tabs lined up to the very edge of this front of the box. You want to reach in and make sure all the tabs are pressed down well. So take your bone folder. Now that we have this side piece on, we're going to take this piece, which has the 2 flaps here, and we're going to glue it to the bottom of the box where this side piece ends. Okay, we're going to glue it just like so. Okay, so let's put some glue on this tab here. We're going to align it to the bottom. You want to make sure the edges are lined up properly. So once you finish gluing this piece on, you're going to glue these 2 tabs together, just like so. So we're going to put glue right here on this side panel, and then we're going to line it up right to the score line. And you want to turn it around and make sure you burnish that well. Okay, so now we have 1/2 done in the bottom. Now we're going to take this second piece and we're going to repeat the same process that we did here. It might be easier to glue this panel to this first before you start gluing the tabs down. So let's do that right now. So I'm just going to glue this just like so, just like we did the other side. Make sure the bottoms are aligned. Now that we have these pieces attached, you can go ahead and glue these tabs. Okay, again, you want to make sure that the edges are lined up to the edge of the front panel. Now we have the panels fully glued on. Let's take our back panel and we are going to glue that on top of the tabs. So I'm not going to have you watch me do that. You can simply add glue to these tabs and then add the top on. You want to make sure that you do burnish the tabs inside. Now that we have the box completely constructed, we're going to take these 2 plain pieces of cardstock and then we're going to glue them on the inside of the box to cover up these tabs. So one's going to go on the front and then another is going to go on the back. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. Now we have our box fully assembled. It's reinforced, so it's nice and sturdy, and it's nice and cleaned up inside with these additional panels. We can start to work on Santa's face. So you want to grab the smallest octagon shape with the flesh tone skin, and we're going to glue that in the middle of the box. What I would encourage you to do is to move the face slightly down just a bit so you have about a ½ an inch of space from the bottom. We'll need this extra space on the top for Santa's hat and brim. So let's glue this piece down now. Next, we're going to glue on Santa's hat. Now, I cut this out 3 times, twice in the red for the front and the back, and then once on 110-pound cardstock. Now, we're going to glue this on the top of Santa's face. I'm going to go down about a ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch and then glue it down like so. If you like, you can add additional foam tape back here, but because this piece is so sturdy, once it's glued on, it's not going to go anywhere. So let's go ahead and glue this piece down now. Next, we're going to glue on the pom-pom to Santa's hat, which is going to go right at the end here, and we're going to glue on the brim. Now, I have added foam tape here just to give it a little elevation, and that's going to go right here. So let's glue that down now. Now we have the brim and Santa's pom-pom. This is starting to come together quite nicely. Let's grab our glasses and Santa's eyes. Now I have this on thick foam tape with glitter paper, and we're going to center this on Santa's face. Okay, and then we are going to add the eyes in the glasses, just like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down now. Now we can add the final touches, which are the cheeks, the nose, and the mustache. So for the cheeks, I've just taken a piece of very pale pink cardstock, and then I used a corally pink ink to give it this rosy look. So I'm going to put those right underneath the eyeglasses, just like so, on a little angle. And then I'm going to put his mustache, and the cheek should be poking out just behind the mustache. And then finally we have the nose, and I did use a piece of thick foam tape, so I'm going to put that right on top, just like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue those final pieces down now. Here's my finished Santa box. While I was offline, I did add a few embellishments. By the way, the paper collection I used for this project is by Miss Kate Designs, and it's called Dear Santa. I added in the ephemera that says Merry Christmas, and I love the way the word Christmas is in black and white plaid. We've got the cute little holly, and I did add in the sparkly red gemstones. Cute little snowflake here. And the part that I love the most is that I blinged out Santa's glasses with these red and green gemstones. Here's the side with the dancing Santa and the back. Here's another look at my Santa boxes. This was so fun and easy to put together, and you can customize this however you like. Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, please be sure to take a look in the description box below. There's a list of all the other participants in the Christmas All Year Collab. Once again, this is hosted by Betty from Scrap Passion ON. These ladies have created really fun holiday projects, so you don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy crafting.
We wish